fucking time for it, man. Got something new today. And it's a little big, but you know what? I fucking like it. I gotta get the receipts off and shit. But hey, Sacred Eagle, I'm excited today. You read what the title of this video is. It's that time of the year. Sorry, I'm throwing things out. It's that time of the year. It's that time where things start to change a little bit because it's September. It's the fall. We're getting there, you know? And see if this fits now. That's a little too small. Week 1 is upon us. And I've been hyping it up for the last month now, okay? I've been hyping it up because I am so excited for this season. You guys don't even know. I'm getting hats as much as I can. I'm getting a bunch of stuff, okay? Because I'll be real, I don't have much merch as a fan. I'm wearing a Philly shirt right now. I have a couple of Eagle jerseys in here, a couple other shirts and stuff. I only have the 3 other hats that are surrounding my camera right now because I have it all on like display and stuff. But it's like, this year you know how I've been feeling. You know how I've been feeling. I've been feeling good about the season. Ever since the draft, ever since we got our schedule in April, I've been feeling it. I've been feeling it. And we're making our picks today. We're making our picks. I'm not going to save the Eagles and Redskins because you guys already know who I think is going to win this game. And I'll break that down more. But before I even get into anything, y'all, I'm sorry for making this 2-minute intro, but fucking go find my podcast, okay? Links are going to be in the description because I'm going to be making podcasts along with YouTube, live streams, reactions, breakdowns, videos. You know it. I'm doing a lot of stuff this year, and I'm excited. That's part of the reason why I'm so pumped. You can find me on Spotify, Google Play, Podcast, Radio Public, Anchor, everywhere there's a podcast, Apple, everywhere. You'll find me. I'll put links in the description. Follow me on Twitter as well, Sacred Gary. I'm going to try and be more active there. Talk a lot more on that profile and everything. And my Instagram, I don't really use Instagram too much to really do anything about promoting that. But okay, enough of that stupid stuff. Let's get into this, okay? Week 1 games, y'all. Packers and Bears. Now, it's going to be a long video, so if you really want to hear and you want to comment about what you think about what's going to happen this week with the games, please don't be afraid to just leave a comment. We'll talk in the comments, all right? Trust me. But Packers, Bears. Bears are what? 3-point favorites for this game. It's at home. It's in Chicago. So start off the season this Thursday. I'm going underdogs. I got a couple underdogs here, all right? I'm going with the Packers. I think that we are going to be pleasantly surprised with the new offense and the new system that the Packers are going to be running with this new head coach. Moving on from that game, quick, short, and simple. Eagles are going to beat the Redskins. They are 9.5 favorites to beat the Redskins, and they're going to. End of story. I'll talk more about that on when? Friday, both podcast and video. Better be ready for that. Titans and Browns. Browns are 5.5 favorites, and I don't disagree. I feel like this is going to be the game where we see what Baker Mayfield has to show with Odell Beckham Jr. there. You got Chubb in the backfield. You got Jarvis Landry. I almost said Larvis Jandry because that's definitely his name. You're going to see Landry on the opposite side. The offense is going to be firing on all cylinders, I believe, and the Browns are going to make an impact. I don't know how far they're going to go, but they're going to make an impact. They're going to win that game. Ravens at the Dolphins. Now, the Ravens are 6.5 favorites on the road here, and I just dropped a bunch of stuff. But you know what? I'm going to go with it. I'm sorry, but the Dolphins this year, we've been seeing a lot of people joke around about it. If you follow the memes, the NFL memes, Instagrams and stuff, Twitters, there's a lot of jokes about the Miami Dolphins because it's true. They're not somebody to take seriously at all. They really aren't. But you know what? It's fine. You know what? They'll find a way to win some games this year, but it's just not going to be week 1 against the Rams or the Ravens. Falcons and the Vikings. Here's another upset. The Vikings are, 3.5 favorites, 3.5. I'm going to go with the Falcons in this game. I feel like we have overhyped the Vikings a lot. Like, trust me, I know I'm hyped over my own team, but that's what you do as a fan. You get hyped for your own team. But the Vikings, man, fucking, what was it? I was talking to my dad earlier today about how the Vikings are favorites to win the entire NFC conference. That they're going to win their division at 11-5. Like, slow down, please. I don't see any team that Kirk Cousins is the quarterback on making it past the first round in the playoffs, let alone making the playoffs, especially this year with the Bears and the Packers both up and coming. I'll give the Packers a little bit of an extra dose of, but the Bears, they're up there, okay? They're definitely going to be kings of the North once again, in my humble opinion. So, Vikings, we got to tone it down on them. The Falcons have one of the best offenses no matter what, because guess what? Julio Jones is still the number one, in my opinion. And you got Mohamed Sanu, that's a top number 2 right there as well. So, I'm not going to shy away from the Vikings. I will say that they have talent, but they're too overhyped. And the Falcons, they got talent, and they need to figure themselves out. Ever since Super Bowl 51, they ain't been on the right track. They got to find themselves, and I feel like they do that week 1 against the Vikings. A good defense and a good team in Minnesota, they'll get it done. Bills and the Jets. The Jets are 3-point favorites, and yeah, listen, the Bills lost LaShawn McCoy too. They cut him for Frank Gore, and then he signed with the Chiefs. So overall, though, Jets, they definitely improved with Le'Veon Bell. So I feel like any struggle that the Jets had, it kind of lifted themselves up with getting Le'Veon Bell. But it'll be a tough game. It'll be a scrub kind of game. Sam Darnold, he's a good quarterback too. He just needs to get some weapons and an offensive line around him, and the defense needs to do its job. They need to show up. But hey, it's at home. Give them the benefit of the doubt. The Bills lost a real good player in LaShawn McCoy. I feel like that was a mistake cutting him, regardless of any issues in legal stuff. I don't know. I don't really care about that anymore. I don't care about LaShawn McCoy as much as I used to. But yeah, Jets will win that game. Rams at the Packers. And the Rams are Panthers, I apologize. My handwriting is very terrible, I apologize. Rams and the Panthers. Now, this is another upset right here. The Rams are favorites by 3 on the road. I'm going to give the Panthers the edge here. It's going to be a really good game. I can't wait to see what happens there. I just don't have much faith in the Rams rebounding after the way they lost the Super Bowl, okay? They shouldn't have been in the Super Bowl in my personal opinion, but you know what? It's whatever. The past is the past, right? But yeah, the Panthers, I know Cam Newton is a little bit injured too, but I think they'll find a way to win this game. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to have a really big game that game. And they cut Torrey Smith too. Like, what the hell's up with that? Why would you cut Torrey Smith? Like, y'all lost somebody good there too. Like, come on, man. What's up with all the former Eagles getting cut? Chiefs at the Jaguars. Chiefs are 4-point favorites. I'm sorry, Nick Foles. This is Nick Foles versus LaShawn McCoy and Andy Reid. I'm sorry, but Nick Foles, you're going to lose this game. It's going to be a really good, fun one. I'm rooting for you, but I believe the Chiefs are going to edge this out. They're 4-point favorites, too, so it'll be a really fun game. That's one that I'll definitely keep an eye on. And, again, if you follow my podcast, you'll hear me talking about it a lot this weekend, so stay tuned. Colts and the Chargers. The Colts would have been favorites had if Indianapolis Colts quarterback, what's his name, Andrew Luck, if he hadn't gotten hurt or if he had stayed healthy, he wouldn't have retired. That's a really big, crazy blow that they lost literally last week. That was crazy. But Chargers are 6.5 favorites for good reason. They'll win that game. I would have rooted for the Colts, and I still kind of do, but it's a shame. Frank Reich, I'm sorry, but you lost your quarterback. You're not gonna do much this year unless you find a good replacement. Bengals and the Seahawks. This is a really weird Week 1 game. Seahawks are 9.5 favorites for good reason. They're going to win that game easily. Giants and the Cowboys. I'm making a video about this on Thursday. But I got the Giants winning this. And hear me out. Hear me out, okay? I'm giving both teams credit here. Because you remember, if you follow my podcast, and if you don't, then I'll catch up to speed. I made a video breaking down the schedule, reading through it all for each individual NFC East team and talking about, how they're going to do, what I think they're going to do, wins, losses wise. I said the Giants will get 2-14, but that was it. That was more of a joke, if anything. I mean, as of right now, the Cowboys don't have Ezekiel Elliott, and Zach Martin's a little banged up. Amari Cooper's a little banged up. And both haven't practiced that much at all. If you haven't heard, Amari Cooper and Zach Martin just got back to practice after almost a month of missing practice due to injuries. So, rust is there, and of course, Dak Prescott without Ezekiel Elliott, who is holding out because he wants that contract, he's not that good without Ezekiel Elliott. So, I give the Giants a little bit of an edge as long as Eli Manning does not force throws, makes good decisions, and holds on to the ball. And, of course, Saquon Barkley does his thing and tears up the field. I know it's going to be tough with the linebackers that they have there and of course DeMarcus Lawrence and stuff. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough challenge. That defensive front, just like the Eagles and the Seahawks now with Clowney, they got a really good defensive line in Dallas. So I'm going to give the Giants a small glimmer of hope and give them the win, in my opinion. Again, I'm not going to be surprised if the Cowboys win that game, but if they lose that game, I'm calling it because, one, I want to see it happen. I love seeing the Cowboys lose week 1. It's like the best thing about everything. Just seeing the Cowboys lose, period, is a great thing. But still, I'm going to give the Giants a little edge in this game. Just for now. If they lose, then, of course, I'm going to stop rooting for the Giants, or picking the Giants, because let's be real, they're the Giants. They're not going to do good this year. But yeah, Lions at the Cardinals. Lions are 2.5 favorites. They're going to win that game. That's going to be one of the boring games I'm not going to care about too much. 49ers and Buccaneers, this is even split. No one's favorite to win this game. Makes it kind of difficult for me to make a decision, but I'm going to go with the Buccaneers at home. I feel like Jameis Winston's going to start hopefully picking his career back up after everything that's happened the last 2 seasons. He's still got Mike Evans down there, so I'm gonna give him a chance to win this game. I'm gonna say that he'll do it. I think he'll get the job done. Steelers and Patriots, Sunday Night Football. That's a game that I sure as hell will be watching because it's always fun watching Sunday Night Football, no matter what. It just feels right, you know. And the Patriots are 5.5 favorites, and I'm gonna give them the edge as much as I don't want to. I mean, unless if I see Ben Roethlisberger and Juju just kill it, like how Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown would. Let's not stutter here. Antonio Brown would. Then yeah, they I'm not saying they don't have a chance. They definitely do, but I don't know. I feel like with everything, all the dysfunction and everything that's happened with the Pittsburgh fan base and the teams and the organization, it just hasn't been a good year for Pittsburgh, especially with the way that their season ended, not making the playoffs last year in the fashion that they did. It was just a shame. And looking at the way they start off their season now at Foxborough, the Patriots haven't lost in Foxborough since like week 4 of 2017. So I don't know. I'm gonna stop tapping. I don't know if they're gonna do it. And now Monday Night Football games, another weird one. Texans at the Saints. It's going to be a really interesting game now because the Texans have gotten a couple of players after everything. They got Carlos Hyde, I believe, and a couple other guys. But the Saints will win that game. It's at home. The Saints are really good at home. So, and then the final game, Broncos at the Raiders. Broncos going to win that game. Sorry for that. I just kind of threw my book on the floor. But okay, those are the picks, guys. Those are the picks. I'm sorry for how long the video was, but hey, I'm excited. These are how the videos are going to be as far as picks go, and maybe even the breakdown of the Redskins game, Eagles games in general. It's going to be a really fun time, and I cannot wait for Thursday. And Thursday, just come now, please. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, go find me on my podcast. Follow me on Twitter at Sacred Gary. Have a great rest of your day, guys. I hope you guys had a great holiday weekend as well. Those in Florida, please stay safe from the hurricane, and fly, Eagles, fly, baby. We're almost there.